Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Please open the worksheet that we were working yesterday. We'll continue on the same sheet. Any questions on yesterday's session? Practice here. So we saw the introduction to Tableau and how to connect to the data source. What are the different components of Tableau? What is discrete? What is continuous? How to use the basic menu? And what are some of the charts? Okay, some very frequently used charts like line chart, bar chart, stacked bar chart, that is how to flip columns, rows to columns, columns to rows. Then we saw pie charts. We saw histogram and boundary chart. Okay, this is where we stopped yesterday. So today we'll see a couple of charts which we have already done in the past. One is box plot. So box plot on a single column, box plot for a category. Okay, for example, sales. What is the box plot for sales or discount, for example? Okay, so that will give you the overall distribution. Then if I have to, let's say, region-wise sales, what is the distribution? So we are introducing a new dimension to it. So we'll see that kind of plots. Then there is a tree plot. So those are again extension of what we did yesterday, just the visualization will be different. And then we'll see how to introduce new columns to the table. Okay, now when we are adding a new column, the column is reflected only on the sheet, but it does not get added to the actual data source. Okay, but when you open it, the link is established. Okay, so your original data remains same. So that is called calculated field. So we'll see how to use that. And if time permits, we will also look at the maps, but I don't think we can do it. That will be reserved for the next class. Okay, so let's get started. So sheet number 10. Let's rename this to box plot. So we'll just call this box plot 1. Different color to it. Okay, now let's plot it. Okay, let's take the discount column and we'll see how the discounts are distributed in the data sets. So we'll drag the discount and put it in the rows. Now go to show me, and then there is a box plot. Okay, now you will see that this box plot is actually not getting, it's not enabling, it is still grayed out. Okay, now the reason for that is the data that you see here, okay, it is static, it is discrete. Okay, sorry, it is an aggregation. You see this sum of discount. Okay, so what you have to do is go to analysis, the menu here, and look at the second option, aggregate measures. It is ticked. Okay, that is the default. So you untick it. And now go to show me and then click on box plot. Now you will see the distribution of discount. Now, if you want to flip it, you can flip this, click on this swap option. And now you can see the distribution of box discount. You can just increase the width. There you go. So where is the maximum discount line? Which one?
0.47.
No, where is it lying? Not the maximum discount.
0.2.
Where is it lying?
In between 0.45 and
0.452.
0.5. Okay.
Okay, first of all, tell me what are those vertical lines? Let's go start from the basics.
The two outside lines.
What are they? I'll just mark it here. I'll just mark it here. What is this? What is this? What is this?
The middle line is the median of the data.
Okay. One is median. How is 0.45 maximum? Okay, message. They are the quartiles, Q1, Q2, Q3. Left outlier as left outlier and right outlier limit. Okay, what are these lines? They indicate maximum value, which is not an outlier. Minimum value, which is not an outlier. This is maximum value, not an outlier. This is minimum value, not an outlier. इसको क्या बोलते हैं? What is the name? They are known as left whisker and right whisker. Okay, what is the meaning of the term left and right whiskers? What does it indicate? When you're plotting a box plot for a numeric data, you always look at the whiskers to find what?
Outliers.
Outliers, very good. Okay. So anything which is more than the right whisker is a right outlier. Anything which is to the left of the left whisker is a left outlier. Now, can you tell me So here, this point, which is approximately 0.47, let's say. You can find out from here. So this point is 0.47. Okay. So any point greater than 0.47 is an outlier as per the definition. Right? Now, are these points outliers or not outliers? I'll just mark it in blue. These points, are they outliers or not outliers? Tell me, analyze and tell me, can they be treated as outliers or not? No. Why?
Because it is discount, right? Discount can be.
Correct. Okay. So according to the data, anything which is greater than 0.47 is an outlier as per definition. Okay. Now, do you want to treat them as an outlier? That is something different. So these are statistical outliers. So how do you define an outlier? Formula क्या है? Left outlier or left whisker is Q1 minus 1.5 times IQR. And what is right whisker? Q3 plus 1.5 times IQR. Okay, this is the definition of the whiskers. So this line will have this formula. This line will have this formula. Now, if I change this 1.5 and make it 4, can I do it? Or is 1.5 a fixed number? .5 is statistically correct number. It is not a fixed number. I can change it. Okay, that is why you are getting these values here as an outlier, which is technically not an outlier. Okay, so I can change this and make it any number. Now, if I make it 4, what will happen?
The right whisker will move towards.
Correct. So we can say that if I increase this number, this vertical line will be somewhere here. So that means there are no outliers in my data. Clear again? So there is a difference between statistical outlier and domain outlier. So if I have a value of discount, let's say 2.77. Now this I can consider to be an outlier because this is 277% discount, which is not heard of. So maybe that is a mistake. It probably is 0.7. So by mistake, it has come as 2.7. Okay, so 2.7 means 0.7, sorry, 2.7 means somewhere here. Okay, so this is an outlier. So this is how you interpret the box plot. So box plot gives you distribution of the data. What is the concentration of the data, whether it is equally distributed or is it on the first quartile or is it between first and second or IQR, which is 3 minus 1, or is it beyond quartile 3? Okay, so here maximum discounts are between this range 0.2 to 0.8, 20% to 85%. So when you have such huge discounts, what do you think happens to the profit? profit reduces. Okay, you will not, if the sales is like this, profit will not be like this. Okay, it may exhibit something like this, or it may be something like this. Okay, so definitely they won't be in sync because of such discounts. Okay. Okay, so let's plot it. So this is the distribution of discounts. So if you hover the mouse, you will see. If you keep it on the vertical line, upper whisker, median, lower hinge, lower whisker. Okay, so these are the values. Clear है ये? Now we will do the same thing, but now we will introduce one categorical column to it. So here we can write discount distribution for every, let's pick one column.
So how, can you just show on the screen how to find the box?
हाँ, segment segment. Okay, I'll show it here. This one. So I want to plot the discount distribution for every segment. Now, yesterday we saw there were a couple of segments. What are they? Customer segment, sorry, consumer segment, corporate segment, and home office. So for each of these segments, you can have different products. And for each of those products, you can have discounts. Okay. So for home office, what is the distribution of discount? For corporate, what is the discount? We will do that analysis. So let's remove the. So first we have to go to analysis and remove this option called aggregate measures. Now I'm going to take the discount and drag it into columns. If you drag it into columns, you get a horizontal box plot. If you drag it into rows, you get a vertical box plot. So whichever is convenient, you can use that particular box plot. Now click on show me and click box plot. Now go to segment. Go to columns. Now I want a horizontal display, so I'll just swap these and then resize. And now you can see the distribution of discount in every segment. So consumer, the maximum discount given is 80%. For corporate and home office, it is 85%. Now, in terms of distribution, they are identical. Okay, but in terms of the highest value, corporate and home office, they have the maximum value, which is 85. rename it box plot categories. Done. Amresh, Komal, Yash, Manish, Ankita, and Keshav. Have you finished?
Can we plot two visuals in one page?
You can. There is a plot called multiple plots. We'll do it now. Okay, but they have to be related plots, not unrelated ones. And it is also not recommended. Two plots in one. You can do it. Next, we will see another plot called as tree plot. So tree plot is similar to the bubble plot that we saw yesterday. So bubble plot, bigger the size of the circle, more is the data or more is the value. Okay, so same thing here also. Tree plot actually will display a couple of rectangles. So greater the size of the rectangle means more is the value. So we can plot a tree plot to give us. Have you seen the US stock market? How it is displayed? कभी देखा? I have that image. Just give me a minute. I'll show you that. Here. is how US stock market is visible. This is a tree map. The square means crash will ever done. So this is the US market as on last one.
Everything is red.
Fine. The loss is 645 million.
यहाँ पे green ना
ये पूरा कम green होगा. This was the loss.
And another thing.
There's only one green. पर वो भी negative. There are no greens. पूरा white होता है. Sensex last week as well. Not so bad, but it was definitely down. This is example of the tree map. Okay, so we will see sales by country. We'll write total sales. So we will take the sales first and drag it to the columns here. Now it says sales by country. Now where is country? Country is in the hierarchy. Okay. So click on the hierarchy here, select country and drag it into rows. Now go to show me, click on show me and click the 1, 2, 3, 4th row, first icon. So here it says tree map. So click on tree map. And now you can see total sales by country. So larger the area, greater is the sales. And it is color coded. You can see the color coding. Dark color means more sales. Light color means less sales. Okay, you can configure the color here. So click on, sorry, not size, click on color, edit colors. Now, if you want to indicate it in green, so you can select green. So darker color means more impact, lighter color means less impact. Or if you want to do it the other way, you can click on the reversed option where lighter color means more impact, dark color means less impact. Okay, you can select how you want to use. Now, if you see here, lighter color will have a greater impact. But usually it is the other way. Always the dark color indicates more impact. So US by sales #1, followed by Australia, France, China, Germany, Mexico, and India. So top 10 men, we have these 10 countries. Now, if you want the actual figures, you know what to do. Drag the sales into labels. If you want the percentage, convert that into percentage. So sum of sales, click table calculation and percent of total. And then sales, drag it once again to label. So now this will give you country name, percentage and the actual value. Okay. Done. Yes. Online people, Ankita and Keshav, have you completed this? Okay. Now here I want to remove the tooltip because information is already there on my screen. So click on tooltip and disable this option called show tooltips. So now I have only the relevant information displayed. Now using the same map, the tree map, I want to show the total sales by country, but only the top 10. Now here you see there are so many countries, all these countries which are very small in terms of the sales. So I don't want to see all these. So there are two ways you can do. Number one, I can use a filter, but filter will not give me top 10. Filter can give me only the selected countries. Okay. But here the requirement is something different. Top 10 by sales. Okay. So let me duplicate this tree, this chart. So duplicate this, and here I can use rename top 10. Okay, so let's do the top 10. So let me go to sales, drag, and put it in filters. Sorry, क्या कर रहा हूँ मैं? Country filters. Okay. Now here at the top, you will see there are 4 options: general, wildcard, condition, and top. Okay, so we have to select this option called top. So click on top. Now give the condition. You want to select the top countries based on what? So it is going to be based on field. So top, how much? I want top 10. So default value is 10. Now category, sales, and what measure? Sum. Now click OK. And now you will see the top 10 countries by sales. So here you can change the title to total sales by country, top 10. I'll just save this file and see. Done? Yes. Now let's go to the next sheet. Next, we'll do something called as a waterfall chart. So waterfall chart, from the name, you can guess how the shape will be. From top to bottom. Okay, that is how you have to read it. Or you can read it from this, but generally it is like this, either from right to left or from left to right. Okay. Now, suppose I want to plot average sales by subcategory. So first we need the sales data. So let's take the sales data, drag it and put it in the columns. What should be the second step? Good. We have to change the measure because the chart is average sales. Okay, so we have to change this to average. Okay, so we'll change the measure to average. Now it is not compulsory that you have to change it now. You can do it later also. But generally practice doing all the things first and then plot it. So average sales by subcategory. So drag the columns. Now we have to take the subcategory.
Second last column.
There you go. Subcategory, you can put it in groups. Actually, I need the other way. Let's go swap kar leta hun. Just swap this. We need this format. Now I have to sort it. So I'll sort it in the descending order. Now go to the mark section here. You will see an option called as Gantt. So click on the Gantt bar or a Gantt chart. Now you can see the shape is in form of a waterfall. If you want, you can leave the chart here. Or if you want to change it slightly, you can take the sales, drag it and put it in the size section. ये क्या हुआ? Once again. What is wrong? Sum of sales in the rows, subcategory in the columns, sort descending, then select the Gantt bar, then take the sales, put it into. Okay, so now you should see this size, this graph. Now you will see one small change on the y-axis. Can you tell me what that is? The values have actually doubled. Okay, you will get an impression that the sales is 35,000. It is actually not that. It is actually doubled, but it is starting from the midpoint. Okay, the data is the same, but it gives an impression that your sales is 350,000, whereas the reality is it is only 170. So data is the same, but because it is starting from the midpoint, it is increasing, and then you are getting the waterfall chart. Okay. Now you can see phones, they have the largest sales, the average sales, and labels, they have the least sales or the least average sales. You can change the size slightly so that क्या हुआ? अच्छा, यहाँ पे भी I have taken sum of sales. This should be average. Now average में you won't get the same effect because the data is pretty much similar Okay, so it has to be total sales. So इसको average, you won't get the same.
To take average sales in those and average sales inside your area.
Yeah. So here average sales. This one. But it does not give you the waterfall effect actually, because averages will fluctuate. It won't give you the waterfall effect. No, I saw it. Yeah. Now, how do I make it into a different color? All the highest average should have green color. The least average should have red color. What should I do? You can take the sales and put it in the colors. So drag it and put it in colors and make this as average. And then go to color, edit colors and select the color code. See if we have a red or green, you have red, green diverging. So red indicates less value, green indicates more value. Click on OK. And now you can see so based on this chart, what conclusion can I draw?
Copiers have the high average sale.
Copier, where is copier?
Table sale.
Tables have the highest average sales. So as a store owner or manager, or what can I do to all the products which are in red?
More marketing.
Okay, more marketing, more discount,
Reduce the stock.
reduce
The stock of those items.
these items, the red ones.
Because they are not being sold.
Okay, okay, reduce stock. But why is it showing a red? Can you guess? What are they? Binders, furnishing, supplies, envelopes, paper, fasteners, and labels.
Mostly stationery.
They are stationery items, correct. But why are they not getting sold? What do you think could be the reason?
Maybe the shop is not here anymore.
So the corporate
Shop is not exempt. Shop is not
Nearby.
nearby. Okay.
Or school.
The corporate requires more of the machine who copiers.
Okay. Yeah, good. Go green, yes. Can we say it could be part of automation.
Yes.
Because these days everything is cloud-based. So you don't require a paper or a binder, isn't it? Very, very few things require paper. Otherwise, everything is either a digi wallet or a cloud-based storage. So because of that, there is a less demand for these items. And very soon you will see that these products will not be available in the next maybe 10 years. The next generation kids won't even know what a pin is, what is a stapler is. Have you ever seen a 3.5 floppy disk? 500 quarter? See, this is what happens. Your generation is from 3.5 onwards. We have seen 5.5 bada wala, thin one. And most of the time it doesn't work. So usko aisa pakad ke, you have to rotate it like this, just like Vishnu Chakra. Usko gumao, then all these things will be aligned, then put it. Anyway. हो गया ये waterfall chart. Now if you want to see the waterfall from the right to left, you can sort it in the ascending order, and now you will get it from this. So whichever way you feel, you can have it. All right. Next, we have another popular figure, which is called population pyramid. Population pyramids are used when you want to do a comparison of a category. For example, I have a column called gender. Okay. Now gender has generally two values, male, female. Now suppose I want to find out what is the total sales done on a given product subcategory based on gender. So for example, who buys cell phone more, men or women? Who buys furniture more, men or women? Okay, that kind of a comparison. So here we don't have any cosmetics or those kind. So stores are generally interested that for gender, who's purchasing more so that they can target the right people. So that comes under a graph called population pyramid. So we have a gender column here. Let's see. Category, customer ID. There you go. Okay, so this is based on this category called gender. Now to do this, I have to first find out what is the total sales for male and what is the total sales for female. Okay, only then I can do the segregation that this category belong to men, how much, women, how much. Okay, so do we have a column that gives me this information? Do we have a column that gives me what is the total sales done by men, total sales done by women? No, we don't have. We have only sales. We have gender, but now we have to consolidate those things. So this is where we will add a new column in our data, and that is called calculated field. Okay. So there is an option here called menu option called analysis, and here you have a option called create calculated field. So click on that. So this is how you add custom columns to your data. Now, whatever gets added here, your Excel sheet will remain as it is. Okay, this won't get added in your Excel sheet. This will get added only on the left-hand side, that is this part. It will come under so let's try out this option. So I'm going to first add two fields. One is total sales for female. Now, can you guess what could be the formula or what is the logic for calculating total sales for female?
So the sale mix, sale per man.
Okay, the idea is correct. So how do we write it here? We will use the if condition. So if now we have this column called gender. So just drag and drop this. So if gender equals male. Sorry, not male, female, no? So if the gender is female, then what do we want? We want to sum all the sales. Okay. So we'll take the sales and then sum it up. And then end. This is the syntax. Okay. But if it is not female, then we have to put a 0. Okay. So instead of using the if condition, we will use IIF. IIF is if else. Okay. This is the logic. Either I can use if condition or I can use else if condition. So here we will use else if condition, which is IIF. So let me write it again. IIF. If the gender is if the gender equals female, then what should be returned? I have to return sales. Else return 0. Okay. So what will happen? This query and then of course end. If gender equals female, then if condition, this is if else. So comma sales comma 0. Now what will this return? Wherever the gender is female, it will return sales. So I'll get a list of sales, right? Uska kya karna hai? Sum karna hai. So sum will be outside the if. You can either do sum of sales directly or you can use if else also. Both are same. Now see what happens. Where is the total sales by female? Where is it getting added? It is added in the continuous section. Discrete में, continuous में, because it is a numeric data. Now, if I just drag this column here, so what is the total sales by done by female? It is 5045906. So out of the total sales, sales done by woman is so much. Formula clear? Now click on total sales female, right click. There is an option called duplicate. Click on duplicate. Right click this, go to rename and make this as total sales underscore male. And then double click this formula. Double click काम नहीं करता क्या? Okay. So click on total sales male, right click and go to edit. And now change this to if gender equals male. Now click OK. And now I have the total sales by female and male. Now, if I drag this here, you will see. So total sales by female is 5045, male is 7596. So let's remove these two. Okay. Which one? Anyone? So total sales underscore female, right click, edit. The formula is IIF stands for if else. So if the gender is female, the return should be sales, else return 0. And then you sum it up. So you get sum of all the figures that adds up to 5045 for female.
Can we write the sum part inside the bracket?
No, it will give you the same number. Sum of 10 will be 10. Okay. See what is happening. Understand what we want to do is we have F and G. Sorry, F and M. Okay. Now there are 50,000 records. Now assume that 25,000 records are female, 25,000 records are male. Okay. Now out of these 25,000, the categories that females have purchased products are category 1, category 2, and category 3. Male C1, C2, C3. But the total of C1 for female and the total for C1 for male may not be the same. Okay. So what I'm doing here is the total sales of female. I'm getting a sum total of sales, sum of sales, where the gender is F. So it will add up all these numbers and give me one number, which is the consolidated sales. Same thing for the male. One figure that is going to give me what is the total sales done by male. Okay, so once I get those figures, now I have to break it up based on whether it is category, subcategory, or any other category which I have in my data. That is why the summation has to be done outside after you do the grouping. Otherwise, what will happen? You will get only the last record's value, which is not right. Okay? So here we can write the name for the sheet as sales. You can say product subcategory total sales by gender. So let me take the subcategory and let me put it into the rows. So these are the subcategories. Now let me take the total sales female and drag it into columns. Now, if you look at this graph, you will see here it says total sales done by females. Okay. Now I want this in a pyramid shape. What is the shape of a pyramid? Triangular shape. Okay. Something like this or inverse triangle. Okay. So I want to segregate the men and women based on this. Okay. So I'll first drag one section here. So I have done this. Now I will put the other section also, which is total sales male. And then I have to flip one of them so that I get this shape. Okay. Unless you flip it, you will not get that triangle. Okay. So I want to first. So let me take total sales of male and let me drag it to this section here. So now I have male on one side, female on the other side. Okay. Now click on total sales male. Right click. There's an option called edit axis. So click on this. And here you have an option called reversed. Okay, reverse the scale. So click on this and now see what happens. So one product category or subcategory for male on the left hand side, for female on the right hand side. How much is it? Now, if you don't want the text, you can remove the total male from here And if you don't want this text, you can remove it from here. And then sort it. And now this is the pyramid. Okay. We first do this, then there are a couple of other things that we have to do. Okay. Okay. Now, how do you know which is men, which is woman? I have removed the headings. Okay. Now, if you look at the left-hand side under the marks, I have aggregate total sales male, aggregate total sales female. Okay. Now, let me give colors to both of these charts. So let me select the aggregate total sales for female. Select this, click on colors and select, let's say I want this orange color. So right hand side is the aggregate for females. Now for the males, click, select the color. Let me select, let's say green. And then include the text, that is the sales done. So now you can compare. Right hand side, orange one is female, left hand side is male. Phones. Sales done by female 658, men 1048. Chairs 610, 890. Clear?
How did you remove that x-axis labeling?
You select this axis, then double click, and you will get this window. And here you have the title. If you want to put the title back, you can put the title here. Select the title, double click, and put the title. Now there is one thing which is not required in this chart, and that is this axis 1200 1100. Okay, so you can right click and click on show header. But again, the problem is it will also make the title disappear.
Then we can give legend.
You can give legend. You can click on gender and drag it to color. And then click on show header. So aggregate total sales female, you need to.
Sir, yeah, it will, the gender will be dragged in all tab, right?
All tabs.
Sir, click on your second tab.
Second,
Marks, second one.
here, size.
Mail.
This one.
We'll drag the gender in all above one. Na?
समझा नहीं.
One second.
The aggregate total sales wala that part na.
हाँ.
So the gender will be in the all wala tab na. Above the male.
Color.
Once again. Now tell me.
Click on below the marks. There is an all written.
All is the overall chart.
So we don't need to color code for each. We can just drag the gender in all. So it will give the respective color.
That is what I did. Gender in color. Achha, I think I dragged it in the wrong place. And now you can get rid of this. So right click, show header. There's an option called show header.
I say this and I want to back.
बोलता हूँ. This one show header. शो समरी है, शो टाइटल है, शो sheet. Circles. Story. Legend. I'm not able to see that. मैं बोलता हूँ. We'll take a break now. 15 minutes. Then we'll continue. Ankita and Keshav, any questions what we did today? Okay. Let's continue. So next we'll see how to draw a heat map.
Sir, exactly.
How to display, na? Okay. It is actually not in the worksheet. You click on this aggregate and there you have an option called show header.
Oh,
So click on that and then this will be shown. I thought it was under the window option, show header. नहीं है वहाँ पे नहीं है. Where have you used heat map?
Seen in cricket.
correlation.
Correlation, right? How do you read the heat map based on the colors?
The darkest one will be highly.
Mhm.
And the most faded one is negatively coded.
No, less shaded will be, light color will be positively correlated. And dark shaded will be, the correlation will be, I mean, if we have price and price, it will be dark shaded. The correlation is,
You're right. You're almost there. Sign language nahi hai. See, look at the value of correlation. -1 to 0 to +1, right? So from -0 to -1, you have one color that goes from dark to light. 0 to +1 also goes from dark to light. So anything that goes from dark to light, light to dark. Light to dark. Light and +1 is dark and -1 is dark. So whenever things go from light to dark, it means strong relation. Whenever it goes from 0 to -1, it goes from 0 to negative, that is, it becomes stronger. So the interpretation is darker the color, more is the impact. Okay. So same thing here also in this heat map. Instead of giving what is the actual sales figure or what is the actual count, the color is going to tell us what is the impact. Whether there is a huge sales or whether there is less sales, whether there is big discount or big count or whether there is small count. Okay, sometimes we don't require the actual number, we just need the sentiment, whether it is high or medium or low. Okay, so we are good. So let's plot one heat map and we can call this as we'll take one date column here. So we can say month-wise and just call this discrete. Month-wise.
World map, we see some countries are darker in color. That is also called a heat map, right? Or
No, that is not heat map. That is called pleth. Okay, we'll come to the map. It's going to be difficult. Okay, it is called Chlorpeth. CHLORPETH. That is not heat map. Heat map ka alag hi rehta.
okay.
It has a gradation. It has density based. So more dense means more impact. So we'll call this as month-wise discrete. Sum of sales for, what we can say, by subcategory. So here what we will do, along the rows, we will have the subcategory. Along the columns, we will have the months. So we have data for 4 years, January to December 2011 to 15, I think. Okay, so for all the 4 years in the month of January, what has been the total sales for each of the category or subcategory? So the color will decide whether it is high, medium, or low. Okay. So let's take the order date. So that is going to be our columns. Then subcategory is going to be my row here. Let's expand this a bit. Okay. Now I'm going to select the density. So let's go to the marks, and here I have the density option here. So right now you're not able to see any density because the measure is not put there. So I'm going to take the total sales, which is this one. So drag the sales and put it into the colors section here. And then I'm going to change the columns from year. I'm going to make it month. So discrete month. So make it month.
Sure. Can you show the density part?
Where are you right now? This place?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first thing you need to do is convert this into months. So click on this plus sign and convert this into month. So now the columns will be January to December. Okay. Now take the total sales and drag it to colors. Change the marks to density. And you will get the shape like this. Then drag the sales to colors. And drag the sales to size. Okay, you can not size, you can manually change this to this. Okay, so now you can see. In fact, I can give a better color instead of giving blue. Click on the color option and maybe I can take brown and make it more intense. There you go. So see the impact. Darker brown means more sales. And as the color becomes lighter and lighter, you can see that it is becoming or the sales is becoming less. Okay, so how do you validate this? Hover the mouse, look at accessories for the month of January, 28,000. And right below that, you have appliances, which is dark brown. Look at that value, which is 62,000. So darker color, more value, lighter color, less value. And if you go to fasteners for the month of January, it is very light in color. You see the value, it is 3,000. Okay, so this is a very good way of depicting what has happened. Instead of giving the figures, the colors are more easy to interpret. If you don't want month-wise, you can also do it year-wise. So just change this to year. And maybe you can change the size because I have only 4 data points, 4 columns. Now, what can you tell about envelopes, fasteners, and labels? Okay, let's take envelopes. Similar sales. Okay.
Gradual growth, very little.
Do we have any growth? Maybe very slight.
Yes.
Okay, slight growth. If you look at phones, it is always on the higher side. Do we have anything where there is a decrease? There doesn't seem to be any product where sales have actually decreased. Maybe labels. Okay, that's pretty much. So we can see that some products have gradually increased. Some are consistently high. Okay, so none of them have decreased as such. So that means there is still demand for these products. But which are high demand? Phones. Wherever things are dark. Okay, that is the density. Wherever it is high, those are high demand. So furniture is in demand. Storage is in demand. Phones are in demand. Chairs, binders, not much. Appliances are in demand. Accessories were in demand. Sorry, are in demand in 2014, but not much in 2011. Okay, clear how to interpret? Okay. Kamlesh, Manish, Yash, Komal, Ankita, and Keshav. Have you finished? Keshav, okay. Now we'll go to the next measure. Again, this is not frequently used, but you can use it since you know statistics. This is called Z-score graph. What is Z score? It is actually a bar graph where the data will be in form of Z scores. Okay, suppose you want to find out sales over the years. So, and you don't want to display the actual data. Okay, you want to hide it from public. Okay, but you want to still show some value. So that can be done using Z scores. What is Z score? Don't tell me भूल गए. वो formula है, but what is Z score?
How far the data point is.
वो Z score है? Or is that variance? Or standard deviation? Z score is to transform the data so that it fits within a given range. Okay, which is, what is the range? What is the range of Z score?
0 to 1.
-3 to +3. Okay. What is the formula for Z score? X minus mu upon sigma. So we are going to use this formula to convert the sales value into a Z score sales value, so that the actual data is hidden and we are still able to see the same, we can make the same interpretation. Okay. Apne SQL, you have done SQL, isn't it? Have you done something called Windows function? Do you know, have you heard this term called window function? This आज किया था, कल किया था, हाँ, Windows function. Okay, now I'll just tell you briefly what is Windows function or what is Windows. Now, whenever you are looking at data, data can come in two ways. One is your actual source. Okay, this is the actual data. And the data that you see on the screen. Okay, this is actual data. This is screen data. This screen data is called Windows data. Okay, so we are going to take this Windows data for our calculations. So whatever I have on my screen, only that will be considered in my calculations, not my entire or the actual data. Okay. So Tableau uses something called Windows data or Windows functions and takes this data to calculate whatever you want to. For example, Z score is one example, okay, where it takes data from the screen. SQL also has a similar kind of a functionality, Windows functions, where it does a group by, and every group by which is on the screen, you can apply some aggregation on those groups to get individual values. We'll try to do that after this, after we finish. It's good to know. Now, do we have Z score as a field in my data set?
No.
Kya karna hai? We have to create a calculated field. So let's call this Z score. So what is the formula? X minus mu divided by sigma. X क्या है?
Variable.
X is the value. Okay, so here value is sales. Okay, so X minus mu. Okay, mu is the mean. Okay, so we are going to use window underscore average. There you go. X minus mu. So window underscore average of, now I don't want sales, I want sum of sales. So X minus mu, which is sum of sales. This is the numerator. दिखाई दे रहा है क्या? Divided by what is the denominator? Sigma is standard deviation. So window underscore standard deviation sum of sales. One, two, one. One, two, one, two. Okay, this bracket will get closed here. Put the bracket properly. So the formula is this. This is X minus mu. Then this is the bracket divided by sigma. So this is X. This is mu. And this is sigma. Okay. Now click OK. And you will see one new fact or new measure gets added here called Z score. So we can write sales by countries. So first we'll take the country names and we'll put them in the rows. And then we will take the Z score and put in the column. What is the interpretation of Z? If it is positive, what is the meaning? If it is negative, what is the meaning? Think of the standard normal distribution chart. Okay. What is this point? Z is 0. Here Z will be -3. Here it is going to be +3. Now, when you have a negative Z, what does it mean? Less impact or more impact? Less impact. Okay. Now, why less impact? Because the area under the curve will be less because it goes from 0 to 100. Okay. So here the area will be 0 and it goes to 100. So when you have a negative number, the area will be less. When you have a positive number, the area will be more. So if you go from left to right, the area is increasing. Okay, so positive number. So let's say that I have a number here, 2.6. So how much is the area? Area is so much. Okay. Whereas if I have, let's say, a Z score of -1.03, for example. So how much will be the area? It will be only so much. Okay. So now if you look at these, look at the graph, and if you sort it in the descending order, and put the Z score also, put the T, you will see that positive numbers indicate more sales, whereas negative numbers indicate less sales. Now compare this chart with the top 10 that we created earlier and see if you are getting a similar kind of an interpretation. कहाँ था वो top 10? Tree plot. So US, Australia, France, Mexico, India. US, Australia, France, China, Germany. Okay, so there will be some change because of the Z score calculation, but overall you should see a similar kind of data in these two. Is India in the top 10? 1, 2, 3, there you go. So UK and then Indonesia. Do we have a similar kind of here? UK. And then Brazil, Indonesia and Germany. नहीं आया क्या?
Next to column and column.
It's for the zero. क्या हुआ? So suppose you want to hide the actual sales figures, you can use the Z chart. Okay. Yeah, so you cannot get the actual data anyway. So you can drag the Z score into the colors and you can get the gradation. Dark color means more sales, lighter color means less sales. Okay, done. Now we'll see one more chart. This is called funnel chart. Have you seen a funnel? Experiment में use करते थे ना? So what is the concept of the funnel chart? How does a funnel look like?
Why?
Something like this. So what is the meaning of this chart is when anything is there at the top, it means maximum. And as you go down the chart, you will see that the values are decreasing. Okay. So this is called as funnel chart. So the way we build this chart is first we take the data that we want and I get one part of it. Then I make a mirror image of this. That is, if I have a value 5, I make the value -5. So I draw 5 here, I draw -5 here. And then I get the funnel chart. Okay. So once I make the negative of that number, then plot both and then you merge them. Okay. So once again, we'll be making use of the calculated field. So let us say that we want to find sales by
So what is the difference between population pyramid and
population pyramid is for a given category. How does it split? That is male how much, female how much. Okay, so here it is a similar kind of a graph, but it shows the overall picture. It does not differentiate or does not have a grouping as such. Once you look at the figure, you can make out the difference. Okay. So here I want to find out sales by ship mode. Now I can make a very simple diagram for this. Sorry, not diagram, simple chart. One bar graph, decreasing order. But if you want to make something stylish, the usual stuff is boring, then you can go for these kind of charts. Okay. So first thing we want is a negative number, that is negative of that number. So go to analysis, create calculated field. And I'm going to create negative sales. And the formula is very simple, minus of sales. And click OK. So now I have a new column called negative sales. Now it is shipment mode. So I'm going to take the shipment mode and that will be in my row. So there are 4 shipment modes: first class, same day, second class, and third class. Sorry, not third class, standard class. So which shipment mode accounts for the maximum profit? So that will be the longest line. Second longest, and then it shrinks. Now I'm going to take the sales, then put this in columns. Okay, now I can sort this in the descending order because I want from max to min. Okay. Now to get that funnel shape, I have to make a small change to my existing shape. So right now it is a bar graph. Okay. Now this has to be one single graph. So click on the marks option. And here you see there is a graph called area. So select this. So now this transforms itself into one single, you can say one single piece. Now I'm going to take the negative sales and drag it and put it before the sum of 6. Now it resembles a funnel. Okay, now go to the shape here and do entire width. And now you can see that standard class has the maximum sales, followed by second class, followed by first class, and same day accounts for the least. Okay, now here, this is not required. So you can remove these two options. And if you want, you can change the color. Let's give this color. Okay, clear? Okay. Now, if you use this label, you will see both the numbers appearing, the negative as well as positive. Okay, so this is actually not required. You can disable this option. If you want, you can go to the tooltip. And here, if you want, you can remove the shipment mode from here and just have the sales. Similarly, go to negative, tooltip. Or if you don't want, you don't want to see a negative sales as such, so you can go to the tooltip and put here negative sum of sales. And just copy paste it from here. Okay. Okay, what else do we have? We have time for area chart and mixed chart. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we'll try to finish it. So next is area chart. So I can write profits by subcategory over what every. So here I have three components. One is every quarter, that means I need a date. Then there is a subcategory. And then for that subcategory, I have a profit. Okay. So I'll take the order date first. And then convert this into quarter. Okay, that I can do it later. Then I have the profit. I can drag it to the rows. Now I want to find what is the profit for each subcategory. Okay. So I'm going to take the subcategory and drag it to colors. So here you can see that there are a lot of subcategories. You can filter them out. And now change this to area because it says area chart. So we have already done the area chart. So click on area. And now you will see that for every subcategory, it has given us what is the profit. Now, if the subcategories are too much, you can maybe filter it out or use category, the top level. Okay. So instead of subcategory here, maybe you can try category and see if it makes any difference. So overall furniture, how much? Overall office supplies, so much. Overall technology. What is the distribution of profits over the years? Okay. But what we want is quarter wise. So here you can change this to quarter. This you can make it by category. So profits by category for every quarter. Okay, is this chart clear? So if you look at quarter one, so let's put in the data also here. Now, if you look at quarter one, the profit is for technology products 14.6, 14.2, then 22, then 24, and finally it is 47. Second year, quarter one, 18, 40, 39, there's a dip, then there is a rise. If you don't want the data, switch it off and just have the trend. How do you change color for, let's say, office supplies? I want to make it brown. Double click on office supplies. Okay, then replace that color and click OK. Okay. Or you can go to colors, edit colors, select whatever color you want to change, then which color you want to put for furniture. Let's say I want to put green and click OK. Okay. Okay. Next. Who was asking how can we draw multiple charts? You are asking. So we'll do that now. So that is called dual axis chart. Dual axis chart. Dual axis chart means I can have two charts in the same canvas. One chart will give you a different meaning. The second chart will give me a different meaning. Okay. A very good example of that is how can I find what is the sales and profits in the same chart? Okay. So one graph will give me what is the overall performance of the sales. And the second chart, right behind that, will give me the trend, whether it is having a high profit or a positive profit or a negative profit. Okay, so let's do that. So dual axis sales versus profit analysis. So once again, I'll be requiring 3 columns. Number one, a date, because I have to analyze it over a period of time. So let's take the first column as date, which is going to be here. Now, how do you want the sales chart to be? Do you want a bar graph? Do you want a line graph? So that I can set it. How do you want your profit to be? So if one is line, the other should be bar. Otherwise, both will look identical. Okay, so you want contrasting charts. So let us take the sales first. So I'm going to take the sales chart, the sales data, and put it here. So by default, you will always get a line chart. Now let me change the color of this, and maybe I can make it green. Let's make it orange. Now here I can put order wise. Change this to quarter. Okay, so now I have the sales data Now I'm going to take the profit. And this also has to be in rows. Now you will see that both the sales and the profit are of the same type. Okay. Now I need to change the profit. So select the profit here. And then select what graph you want to display profit. So I'm going to, let's say, make it bar graph. And then I can change the color. Let's say profit is indicated by green. So I'm going to put a green color to this. And maybe I can have a nice border around it. There you go. Okay. So top one is sales. The bottom graph shows profit. Now I need to merge these two. So select the profit. Right click. Now there's an option called dual axis. So click on dual axis. And now you will see that the two graphs have been merged into one graph. Now, can you tell me, look at the graph and tell me what is not right here. Number one, line chart is not visible. Maybe we can play around with the transparency value and then make it all right. But apart from that, the axis, the value, look at the values of the, not x-axis, the y-axis. One is showing the sales values, the other is showing the profit values. So the scales are different. That is the reason why you are getting the profit as the, look at the bar. It looks like the profits are more than the sales. That is the impression that you get. Okay, now that is because the scales are different. So we need to synchronize both these numbers so that I can get the actual form. This is also fine. Some people are okay with this kind of a graph. But if you want to have both the axes following the same number, then you need to synchronize the two axes. Okay, so there is an option. If you look at the, if you right click on this, you have an option called synchronize axis. So click on that. Now look at the y-axis. Both are having the same range. Now go to sum of profit. Change the color. So profit is green color. Now do the interpretation. So from the chart, can I say sales cost profit? There is a cause, there's a causation or a causal relation between sales and profit. Linear regression पे किया था ना, causal relation. Yes, no. What is a causal relation?
Check if sale is high, then the profit is also higher.
No, that is correlation. Causal relation. Causal means X causes Y, or Y is caused by X. So here we can say sales causes profit, or profit is caused by sales. Okay, so can we see that trend here? Does it exhibit? So we can see that overall there is a positive sales, and overall there is a positive profit also. Okay, so this is called dual axis chart. हो गया सबका? Understood? Yash, Kamlesh. Which part? The plotting part. So first thing that we want is the date, because we have to plot the data from time A to time B. Okay. So for that, we will select any of the order call, the date column. So here we have order picked. Now we want to find two trends. One is what is the total sales, and the second is what is the total profit. Okay. So I have two columns here. One is called sales and other is called profit. So I'm going to take the sales first, put it in rows. Now the default chart that I'm getting is a line chart, and that is a discrete data. Okay, now I want continuous data. So I'm going to change this to quarter. So this becomes continuous data. The line chart, let it remain as it is, because I want the data to be in this form. I mean, the chart to be in this form. I can change the color. Okay, so this is quarter one data, quarter two, quarter three, quarter four. The first one, that is this one. This is second year, third year, and this is fourth year. Now for this, I also need to find out what is the overall profit. So I'm going to take the profit and drag it in the rows. Now I'm getting two charts. So this is a stat chart that I get. Now, how do I know which is sales, which is profit? Look at the left-hand side. So this is sum of sales. So just change the color and you will see which is what. So the top one is sum of sales. The one at the bottom is sum of profit. So this I'm going to change it to a bar chart. And then you can give a different color. Let's give a blue color. These are formatting that you can do. Okay. Next step is I have to merge both these charts. So click on profit, right click and select dual axis. Finished? Now, after this, you can stop here if you want. Or if you want a much better visual representation, I can synchronize the axis so that both follow the same number range. So click on any of these two axes and click on synchronize access. And now you will see the two legends appearing on the right hand side. The green one is profit and the orange one is sales. Clear, Abhi? Komal? Are you okay for a class on the first? But online? Not here. यहाँ पे शायद छुट्टी है. So at least on the 1st January, we can wrap up Tableau. There are 5 to 6 more topics left. It's already 12:40. I don't think we have time. Or karunga, you will sleep off. You need a lot of concentration to find, drag and drop. You put the wrong column in the wrong place, pura gaya. And if you forget step number 4, pura chat gaya. So that is the reason why you cannot concentrate a lot. But whatever we have done so far, abhi kitna kiya humne? Around 20 charts, approximately. समझ में आ रहा है? What about you, Ankita? Online, only you are there today. Any questions from you? Okay. That is simple. Okay, we'll just do one more simple chart and we'll close, which is called word cloud. So countries who have sold the maximum or who have purchased the maximum. Okay. So how do we show that? By displaying the name of the country. Okay. So here we have country and states, but if you put states, you will get too many records because for every country, it is going to print the states. Okay. So we'll instead take the country. So we'll write here. Quantity of goods sold by country. So I'm going to take the name of the field called country. Drag it here. And then make it into text. Maybe map again. wait. Country. Select states and so drag the country name and put it in text, and you will get all the names of countries. Done? Yes. Drag the country name and put it in text. Then take the quantity, drag it and put it in colors. So you will see the colors. Now to get the word cloud, so drag the quantity once again and put it in size. This is word cloud. You must have seen this in a lot of advertisements. LinkedIn, if you are in LinkedIn, you will see a lot of these. Okay, top 10 technologies. So what does this indicate? Bigger the size of the font, greater is the impact. Smaller the size means less. So if you want, you can change colors. नहीं automatically आ जाएगा text.
नहीं है. Select किया, फिर type किया.
Country की है ना. Now quantity को color quantity को size को.
फिर वो जो दूसरे क्लाउड रहते हैं उसमें वर्टिकल वगैरह वर्ड रहता है. वर्टिकली अलाइन रहता है कुछ वर्ड.
Most इसमें it just gives you the size ones. वो Python पे हम लोग वो कर सकते हैं, but इस पे शायद it is not possible. Python there is a library called word cloud. There you can use. We hardly use this particular. क्योंकि एक तो it is very difficult to use. ये थोड़ा स्टाइल के लिए, मार्केटिंग के लिए ठीक है. we'll stop here today. So save your work. We'll stop here today, and 1st January we'll have the class online, and we'll wrap up Tableau. Okay, Ankita, see you next week then. Have a good weekend and Happy New Year.